Hello, beautiful people. If you have been watching the channel for a while, you realize that I speak approximately manipulation plenty, how algos, how marketplace makers manipulate the marketplace, and you will get fueled with the aid of emotion through news inside the market. And it really is why it's so difficult to day change, to swing exchange, due to the fact one little piece of information can ignite the marketplace for higher or for worse. And in this video, I'm going to give you a confession delivered by way of a former marketplace maker, telling us precisely how they may be manipulating the market. I'm no longer amazed by way of this, but I even have informed you this before, how I actually have discovered a few particular days with none information that comes out. For example, I usually would lose cash on Tuesday. The morning would go a positive way, after which this afternoon could turn proper, and such things as that. In this video, we are going to talk about a few matters that have been happening over the last few days that are manipulating the marketplace. And that doesn't mean that the manipulation of the marketplace is awful. If we are able to understand it and try to maximize our ability profits from that manipulation. Okay, we'll communicate about that. I ask from you that you give me a lovely smile to ship out the good, excellent vibes. So, smishity break that like button. You can see plenty of pink, right? The markets are pulling return. This is all off the Trump tariff news. And the marketplace is freaking out. It's interesting. We'll see what happens tomorrow while the inventory marketplace opens up. But for now, crypto is promoting off. Is this a precursor of what is going to manifest inside the inventory market? Or will we get a double whammy? And we get sell-off nowadays, sell-off day after today inside the inventory market, and crypto selling off once more the following day. That we are going to must wait and see. But those are very thrilling instances, and if you are proper, that is only a little bit of my enjoy. If you're feeling the ache proper now, in particular, you're near liquidation, it might be that you had been a little bit an excessive amount of leveraged, or you were not assorted sufficient. Those are two things that might show up. And in case you're stretching out a little bit, it might be a signal which is probably the use of leverage, an excessive amount of, due to the fact, in case you're spot proper. If you don't have any leverage positions, then pullbacks like this should not absolutely pressure you out. That a lot, I understand, they do. However, I even have learned that leverage positions have a much large impact on us due to the fact you continually have the danger of liquidation. This is a bit something that I even have discovered. In fact, time here. I haven't any leverage positions opened up presently because I had, you recognize, a feeling with this alternate battle with the tariffs, there is going to be quite a few volatility. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm looking to be a little bit greater cool, calm, and accumulated this year, seeking to be less burdened out. So I decided that for the following couple of days, I would not have any leverage. So always, I'm maintaining my phrase to myself, the beyond few days. It's been like a brand new 12 months resolution to pull lower back a bit on that and give myself less strain, because I become stressing myself plenty remaining here. And so I'm a touch bit extra cooler. So as you can see, I'm not harassed by way of all this purple, because I've been here before. And if I do not have leverage positions, if I do not have the risk of having money just disappear, then this spot movement of 15–20% simply does not pull my muscle. Although outs are taking a huge hit here, we do see that Bitcoin is right down to 97256 down, minus 3% on the day. The general crypto marketplace is down 5%. So the marketplace is taking a whammy here, but no longer too loopy. We're visible, for instance, nights wherein we're visible a drop of 30% or 35%. So you already know, if we are looking at that, it's now not there. But it could nevertheless get there this night, the following day, and see those styles of pullbacks. But there may be a number of fear proper now in the marketplace, and that fear continues getting fueled via the purple, the redness. I do not suppose retail is so fearful of the price lists themselves or tariffs, so absolutely everyone to mention it. And I noticed this meme here. Men, I don't know what number of through the dips I even have left. I don't know how many I actually have left. I changed into speak me with my dad, approximately this case. He says, well, if the marketplace does crash, like there's been a variety of talk. You realize Robert Kiyosaki has been predicting that there is going to be a huge crash here in February. And we had been talking approximately this. He says, if we do see a big crash that takes place in February, what can I do? I stated nicely that there's usually the opportunity you hold cash on the facet, and when it goes down, you pounce on it. He is a believer that as soon as he has coins, he has to find the following element to place it in. He would not like having coins burning in his pocket, and that is worked for him very properly over the years. But also I sense that you want to have once in a while a powder to pounce on possibilities. maybe what he does is ideal, and perhaps what I do is ideal as nicely. You really don't know due to root. It is the two timeline state of affairs. If you'll have waited, maybe you'll have neglected out on that capacity. If you would have waited with coins and I don't know, weren't invested in Tesla 10 years in the past, I do not know. It's at the beginning, right? Then you already know. It went up appreciably. You'll have been waiting with the cash and now not making an investment in Tesla proper, as an instance, or Bitcoin or something like that, proper. So you don't know. It is the two-time scenario. It is very difficult to determine that out. But altcoins are oversold, right? So you've got, we know that the stock RSI is telling us that it's oversold, and what is the reasoning for this, right? So the entirety is playing out as it continually does. Every cycle, Binance flushes max ache earlier than the markup. Newbies panic, holders purchase the dip, right? Especially, like I said, if you, in case you do not have leverage, then this doesn't really freak you out. Listen, 368,000 investors have been liquidated during the last 24 hours, almost $1,000 million long past proper. This is a hassle, and humans that had been very successful in November, December with leverage, now since the stop of December to January are becoming, you know, whammy after whammy, whilst the marketplace unexpectedly is going the opposite way. Let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's figure out on what, again, in case you're short, then you're definitely making lots of cash today, but in case you were lengthy, then you're definitely feeling the pain. And so it is, you recognize, important to recognize. And they manipulate this. The market makers manage the concerned marketplace maker update. Max ache has been flush. Exchanges are sending stables to iciness minute and symbolic to buy the dip. And run charges lower, backup spot consumers are doing the identical. With that being said, the podcast records are set for myself, round up to Person Elanoff itself, Horvath Dorka. Marty has been reporting over the last few days about how he's seeing the exchanges flush out leverage and begin sending belongs to the market makers, growing situations in which human beings they may be liquidating huge zones. And there may be been loads of that occurring. And then I saw this tweet, taken aback me, but it didn't surprise me on the equal time. Let me make this larger. So that is from Trading AXE. Now pay attention, maybe that is real, maybe this is not, but I wouldn't be amazed if this isn't actual. And if this story isn't always real, I'm positive that there's something comparable happening proper now. So it's critical to recognize that what's taking place right here. So he says, I became the lead market maker at Jump. I am no longer under an NDA. So I can say this typically, while you see moves down for the duration of the weekends like this, it is natural market manipulation. It turned into one of the approaches I invented throughout the low extent moments. We would low up and pay attention to crypto Twitter as a supply of sentiment. With specific bills prepared in specific classes. One thing I used to like doing was purposely nuking a brand new 4-hour candle on Bitcoin and Ethereum, which was a smooth law. Smart buyers understand we will finally revisit those weakless candles. So it turned into exact bait for me to sit with keen shoppers stepping in and that candle continuing decrease. They'd end up capitulating earlier than we reverse. Bottom shorters get comfortable here too. Anyway, I cannot provide away an excessive amount of, however, simply understand. Most of those bad charge moves you are seeing is a collection of whales sitting in a chat room collectively and merely oil painting on charts. My lightest jump was Vincent van Gogh. And this isn't because I lost all my mind, properly that too. However, due to the fact I painted some of the first-class searching Undergo traps, I know a power painter copying my work after I see one.